Almost forgot to unmute myself. Cool. How's everyone doing? Hope y'all are doing well. Yeah, I am going to start off by saying I did not plan out the stream very well time-wise, time of day, how long I'll stream, all of that. I currently have laundry and dishes going, and I just realized in about 5 minutes I'm going to have to go take that all out, put new dishes in the dishwasher, all of that. So yeah, I'm going to have to take a break almost immediately within 5 minutes after I start streaming. But hey, that's just how it is, I suppose. I should have streamed earlier today. I want to stream earlier on Sundays, but I had a very lazy day, not a productive day, not even a relaxing day, unfortunately. It was just a day. So yeah, hopefully I'll start streaming earlier on Sundays. But for now, I put this in the chat before, but now I'm going to stick to 5:30 Eastern for Mondays through Thursdays, as was initially planned. So I just still don't know what time I want to stream on Sundays. I'm thinking maybe early, like 10, 11 a.m. or later, like 1 p.m. Or even later, and just sticking to 5:30 like I normally do on weekdays. That I'm kind of leaning against because it would be nice to wrap up earlier in the day, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know if 10:30 would be too early for me. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. So I just gotta think that over. And yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about talking about it forever on this stream, so how much more thinking? I just gotta decide. That's what I gotta do. I don't need to think anymore, but I do have to decide. So yeah, I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. Not gonna go live on Instagram quite yet because I'm going to have to BRB for dishes so soon, which is unfortunate, but hey, whatever. And then I'll go live on Instagram and hopefully we can stream for at least a short little bit, do some work in processing. Yeah, well, before the BRB, let's at least start today's board. We're going to work on today's tutorial with the coding train, start jumping into processing. Last time we watched the introduction to the series. Today we're going to dive into the first real lesson. Last stream we also covered the pros and cons of the coding trains, intro to coding guide versus Harvard CES 50. I decided that the coding train will just let me jump into making things a lot quicker, at least making things I'm interested in and excited to share with people generally. So yeah, let me see, link for future reference video game in the process. I'm not gonna save that for today because we're not going to get into that for today. So yeah, and I don't think I'll make a stream schedule today just because we're low on time. I probably should, but you know what, maybe I'll update my Instagram bio to just say what time I'll streams for now. I'll make a post later. But yeah, let's start with all this. Move this, there we go. So this is all a copy of last week's stream, so agenda for today's stream. Today is August 18th. Reviewing what we completed today on, oh, not today, Friday on stream. Jump into today. Actually, let's just copy the agenda from, well, I wrote today's agenda was going to be from not Friday, sorry, Thursday. It's the last time I streamed. Viewing what we completed today on stream. Went to say Thursday on stream. Begin chapter drawing with code and learning processing, creative coding for beginners, full course. Yes, and I'll put a link to that right here. Oh, not text file or text block. We want a link. Perfect. Add an arrow, why not? How about that? That's fine. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, why does it want to do that? Oh, why does it keep auto going to that? Maybe that was better, like this. There, that's fine. Good enough. And then stream housekeeping, updating Nightbot Stream Deck. I did a little updating of my Stream Deck before I started, so that's good. Not gonna update Nightbot today. I'll just say that now. Create a stream schedule in Adobe Design. I don't think so for today. Maybe, who knows? But I'm going to say no to that for now. Yeah, really just begin the first chapter. And make agenda for tomorrow's stream. So yeah. I'll leave that all there for now. Agenda for Sunday stream. Monday's stream, August 19th. Yeah, let's end the stream by making this actually. There's my alarm for laundry and dishes. So yeah, I know I don't think anyone's watching right now, but that's the point of a schedule, you know. Hopefully sticking to a schedule will allow people to actually watch. That's been proven for my channel before. So I just gotta stick to a time on Sundays. But yeah, gonna go do my laundry, dishes, make sure that's all set. And then I'll be back on the stream. Once I'm back on the stream, we'll be working through processing today, as just mentioned. And yeah, I will be right back. And yeah, feel free to still say hi in chat while I'm gone too. I will keep an eye on it. And yeah, if you're here, thanks for joining. Be right back. remembered to unmute. Cool. So if you're watching right now, sorry about that. Yeah, if you weren't here before I left, I mistimed the stream and remembered I had to go grab laundry and put in dishes in the dishwasher and move things around. So yeah, 30 minutes into the stream and we're really just starting now. But we did make this where is it? Oop, wrong cam. We made this for today's stream, a little review of what I want to do today. We're gonna work on processing and not P5.js. We're gonna start with processing, we decided. Yeah, 1 second now. That everything's set up, I think I'm gonna gotta change the songs there. But now that everything's set up, I'll go live on Instagram as well. Hopefully that works. It seems to be working. But yeah, let's get into it. So where did we leave off? Hopefully everything sounds good. If you're watching, let me know how things are sounding. Yeah, let's jump into it. So where we left off, we watched the first kind of chapter of this, the intro, and then downloading P5.js. And today we're gonna go into drawing with code. So I'm going to skip those first two markers. We'll jump right into here. I like the music.
Time to start talking about coding. Any moment now, we're gonna get to writing code, but because this series...
I'll also put a link to this in the chat as well and put it on the screen so that you all have. Actually, let me go direct. I don't know if it's better to go to the website or the video. I'll go to the website because it's kind of like going to both. So I'll put a link to the website in the chat, and if you wouldn't mind going checking it out, supporting their website and video since you're supporting mine. But yeah, I'll jump right back into it now.
Is about learning to code through the lens of drawing images and animations. I need to start first by talking about pixels and a computer graphics window. This is a rather poor drawing of any window that you might open on your computer. Maybe it's...
I was distracted with stream stuff and going back a few.
I need to start first by talking about pixels and a computer graphics window. This is a rather poor drawing of any window that you might open on your computer. Maybe it's a browser, some game, and in fact, processing, the programs you write in processing, the code will generate a window like this that you get to draw into. So the first thing that you need to think about is the dimensions of this window. And what do I even mean by that? Let's start by drawing something that looks like this. Maybe one day in your life, many years ago, maybe just yesterday, who knows, you took some kind of math course where you talked about a Cartesian plane. Named for the mathematician René Descartes, a Cartesian plane is a flat two-dimensional space with two axes, an x-axis.
I don't know about you all, but I've never heard of a Cartesian plane. Let me know if y'all have heard of that before. I can't tell if that was just my bad math upbringing or what.
And a y-axis. The center of the plane is known as the origin, or the point 0, 0, an x of 0 and a y of 0. If I were to mark any given point in this plane, like this one, I could specify the location of that mark by its x coordinate and its y coordinate. So this is actually the point 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The x is 5, the y is 6. So there's units of measurements, there's a space that we're defining, but the key thing to note here is there are no...
Yeah, I've heard of Cartesian plane. I just didn't know the name of it. But yeah, anyways.
Quote unquote, real world measurements. Instead, the measurements are in pixels. So the question for you to ask yourself right now is, if I were to draw a dot in the center of this window, what is the x coordinate and the y coordinate of that dot? You might be thinking to yourself, oh, I know where you're going with this. Look how in the center of this, the origin is 0, 0, and you just drew that dot in the center. That must be 0, 0. And in some systems it could be. But a standard rectangular computer graphics canvas, one that is in 2 dimensions, the origin is...
I think the origin's in the bottom left. Hopefully I'm right. Let's see.
The top left.
Top left, no, I was so close.
That's where 0, 0 is. Other thing that's a little bit odd about a computer graphics window is that here, in the Cartesian plane, I could easily draw a point right over here, which would be something like -6 for the x, +1 for the y. They're negative spaces along the x and y axis relative to the origin point. In a computer graphics window, while the x-axis is the horizontal axis.
Should have checked how long is this first section. It starts at about 17 minutes, 50 seconds, about, let's say 18 minutes in, and ends about a little less than a half hour. It's about 10 minutes long. Yeah.
The vertical axis is the y-axis. Positive numbers point.
I think I can get through, I can get through 10 minutes of tutorial today. Hopefully if I don't pause too much and stuff. But yeah, let's just do drawing with code and save. Shapes is pretty short, so we can do shapes and the processing reference for next time tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's stream will be short too, but yeah, we'll try and get through more of it tomorrow. But hopefully we get through drawing with code today.
It is essentially flipped from the Cartesian plane, and that means there are no negative pixels within the canvas itself. Now, there will be a time where you want to expand quite a bit beyond this. There are 3D renderers, there are all sorts of ways of transforming the space that you're drawing into, but at its core, when you first begin, there is a canvas where the units of measurement are pixels. 0, 0 is the top left. We count to the right for x and count down for y. So I return again to the question of what is the x and y coordinate of this particular pixel? Almost all the way there to answering this question. We need one more very important piece of information, which is what is the width and height of this particular window? There is no answer to that. It's whatever you happen to define it to be. Most of the processing examples, if you just open them up, you'll see that they come with a predetermined width of 640 and a predetermined height of 360.
I think if I should write that down, might not be a bad idea to keep notes. Let's do notes from, what was the name of this chapter? Drawing with code. Then I'll write most examples, most processing examples are 640 by 360 pixels. Sorry, that took way longer to type than I should have, but it's all good.
Which would mean if this is in the middle, the x location is half of 640, the y location is half of 360. Let's all say it together now. The xy location for that point is 320, 180. I don't know why I drew the line like that, but
write that down. Off to the side. This means that the middle point would be 320, 180. I feel like that will be very helpful to remember in the future. Debating if I should just leave the notes window up next to the video. Would that work? Y'all wouldn't be able to see my notes on Instagram, but I guess that's okay. Yeah, let's just go with this for now. I don't think that looks bad.
There it is. Guess what? It's time. I think we can write the very first line of code that I'm going to write in this entire series. And maybe, just maybe, this might be the very first line of code that you write in your entire life. Oh, this is...
Forgot if I opened it up. If you're new to processing, start with an example. I can let it so it shows the message on startup next time. I'll do that so I can see it again next time. Can switch between Java and other modes. That's cool. Yeah, I'll leave that there for now.
Momentous occasion. Let's all just soak it in and savor it for a moment. Assuming you've been following this whole series so far, you've already downloaded Processing. As of the time of this recording, I'm using the most recent version of Processing 4. It's showing me a wonderful
it shows me the same exact thing here.
welcome message where I could click through and
his background looks different. That's kind of cool. Wonder how I can do that.
different examples, which I would encourage you to do. But I am going to uncheck, show this message on startup, and click Get Started. I'm just going to move my window around for a little bit. There's quite a bit more that I should probably say about the processing environment itself, how to save your code and organize your files. You can change the colors and the font and all of that stuff. I'll try to come back to that at some point in this series. Hi, Dan from the future here. Sorry to interrupt. You might be wondering why your processing window is a lovely blue and mine is this
That's so funny. That's exactly what I was wondering.
Color scheme. Well, there happens to be a theme selector built into processing. I forgot to show it to you. It's under Tools, Theme Selector, and there you can change to whatever color.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that. Theme selector. What do we want? Kind of a boring gray, green. Kind of like this. Ooh, that one's definitely my favorite so far. I like these colors. You can create your own themes. That's fun. Minerals, alloys. Did I leave out the basic? Nah, I'll go with this one for now. Maybe I'll change it later, but I like this one.
Strikes your fancy. But I don't even want to worry about that right now. I just want to write that first line of code. And there it is. Size, open parentheses, 640, comma, 3.
Minimize that again. Size. 640, 360, parentheses. Forget if that's a colon or I should know the name of that, but there's a syntax error. We'll find out what that is or why that's showing up.
Close parentheses, semicolon. My program is called Kneaded Tapioca. Mwah. To run the code, all I have to do is press this play button here. And there we have it, a window of size 6.
Oh, there's a space between size and the parentheses. What? Why am I still getting an error? Incomplete statement or extra code near extraneous input 360 expecting. What happened? Is it period? I meant comma. Oh, I must have typed in a period, that's all. Oh, it opened up a new app, Java. Oh, interesting. Why does his have a line though?
40 by 360. Just to see that this is really working,
that's because it was
what
an
happens
animation.
if I were to change this to 960? Now I have a much taller window. I should also note just right now, I don't know why I'm showing this to you now, I should come back to it later, but instead of writing size, I could just write full screen. And run it again, and whoa! Now I have a full... Just write full screen.
Full screen with the S capitalized. Full screen, parentheses. I think it's a colon again, I don't know. Run. Yep, yeah, that sure worked. Exactly how it did for him, cool.
And run it again, and whoa! Now I have a full screen processing window, but that's a bit of an aside. Now, if you're wondering how the window just magically appeared there, I'm on a Mac, so I can hit Command R as a shortcut to run the sketch. I kind of do that just intuitively, having done this for 20 years, and I'll be doing that a lot throughout this series, rather than clicking the
definitely writing that down. Forget how to type the command logo, so I'm gonna say command. Is it R, right? Go back.
Intuitively, having done Command R as a shortcut to run the sketch.
Oops.
I kind of do that just intuitively, having done this for 20 years, and I'll be doing that a lot throughout this series rather than clicking the play button. If you're on Windows, it's Control R. And then if you're on Linux, I don't know, you tell me in the comments, what's your shortcut? Back to this first line of code. Let's unpack it a little bit. There are lots of different kinds of lines of code that I'll be showing you how to write, but this kind of line of code with this format is going to keep us happy for a very long time. This is what is known as a function call. For right now, let's put
I'll write that. Size. I find that writing things down helps me remember things. So size, parentheses, 640, 360. And see, I always already forgot the name of that. So what did he call it?
word function aside and just think of it as a command. What is the command? The command, this kind of line of code with this format is going to keep us happy.
Oh, did he say something else? I go back a bit more. Oops,
Line of code. Lots of different kinds of lines of code that I'll be showing you how to write, but this kind of line of code with this format is going to keep us happy for a very long time. This is what is known as a function call. For right now, let's put that word function aside and just think of it as a command. What is the command? The command is size. I hereby command you, processing, to create a window of size. Size what? Size what? I'm waiting for you to finish that command. Many commands need to be modified or specified with arguments. It's as if I gave you the command to...
Many commands need to be specified with arguments. Many. I gotta write that down. Oops. Many commands need to be specified with arguments.
Walk fast, or walk 10 steps, or walk in the eastern direction. Here,
Let's see if the Spotify music is too loud. Gonna play really low in the background during the vid. Why not?
arguments are the answers to the questions that the computer needs in order to be able to execute this command. You're telling me to make a window, but I don't know what the width and height is. These are the arguments. Also sometimes called parameters, and there's a kind of distinction between arguments and parameters, but I'll get to that another time. So for this first part of you beginning to learn to code, this is all you need to know. Every line of code that you write for now will be a command or a function, the name of that function. So I'm just going to say name, followed by parentheses, open parentheses, close parentheses, ending with a semicolon. Because processing, as I mentioned earlier, is based on the Java language, you really are writing.
Oops. What did I do? Functions need to be, I think he said need to be, followed by arguments.
Code with Java syntax. The semicolon, and I drew that in a weird way.
Semicolon.
The semicolon indicates end of line. Programming languages have a variety.
Oh, damn. Keep forgetting to click on freeform type. Semicolon indicates end of line. Oh, I forgot. I should keep closed captioning on for the stream.
End of line. Programming languages have a variety of different syntaxes. Some of them require semicolons, some of them don't. That's for you to explore as you move past this video series. For now, every line of code must end with a semicolon, and processing will give you an error if you forget it. Then, you optionally need the arguments. Remember when I showed you that full screen command?
Optionally
it didn't need any arguments, because full screen just means go full screen.
Instead of need to be, I'll say can be followed by arguments. but don't always need to be.
I don't care. I don't need a size. I'll just do whatever the size of the screen is. But here, I need to have some number of arguments, 0 or more arguments separated by commas. What are those arguments? For now, again, they're mostly going to be numbers. But as you will soon see, there are other kinds of things that can be arguments to a function, to a command. So here's a question for you now. This is kind of fun because we can sort of play the creators and designers of processing. We are inventing processing. We've already invented the idea of the size command. Let's say I want to draw this point now in the center of the window. What would you make the name of that command and the arguments for that point? Think about it.
Oh, that was the end of the first section. We made through it. Could probably do shapes. Shapes is just a few minutes, but let me go back to the question. I was distracted checking on the stream. So what was the question?
Window. What would you make the name of that command and the arguments for that point? Think about it.
Go back a few bit more. Sorry, y'all.
Inventing processing. We've already invented the idea of the size command. Let's say I want to draw this point now in the center of the window. What would you make the name of that command and the arguments for that point? Think about it.
Point here. Let's see if we can figure it out. This will be a fun way to continue stream. So let me turn up the music a little bit. So to create the screen, we did size, right? Yeah, size 640, comma 36. Yeah, I wrote that wrong in my notes here. With a semicolon at the end. And then how about point? Then what was the middle? 320, 180, semicolon. Will that work? Let's find out. It did. Yeah, I see it's super tiny. Super tiny, but I see it right there. Let me see. Can I zoom in? I forgot how to zoom in on Mac. But yeah, it's super tiny, but you can see it. We figured it out. Nice. Fun. Do I want to start the next section? Do I have time to start the next section? Here, let me see. My laundry's done in about 15 minutes in the dryer, and I should go pick it up soon and after that. Checking one thing. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, we can do the shape section for now, too.
How about point, and then I want the center, which is 320, 180. Let's run that again.
We did it.
Do you see it? It's looking there. There's that point. I have now drawn a single point at the center of the window at pixel X, 320, pixel Y, 180. Guess what? What if I wanted to draw a line instead of a point? Well, I could draw a line with the command line. What do I need to draw a line? Let's think about it. I need another point. So maybe I need to draw a line. I need to have two pairs of X, Y. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. That's the syntax for drawing a line. Now, where is that point on the whiteboard? Let's just estimate something interesting, like 520. Whiteboard.
Yeah, let's write that down. Just that example there. Line X1, comma X1, comma Y1, comma X2, comma Y2, parentheses. I'll put a semicolon at the end, and I'll say equals creates line from point X to point Y. I assume X to Y, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
Something interesting, like 520 100. Look at that.
320, 180. Oh, he does put spaces between everything. I guess you don't need to. So it seems to be working either way. 520. I imagine it makes it more organized later on. Yep, we did it. Same exact line.
Beautiful line. So you might be asking yourself a question, which is why is the line black and why is the
Good
window
question.
itself gray? Well, those are default colors, and certainly if you're a designer or if you're anyone really watching this, you probably want to know, how can I change the color? I'm going to get to that. But before I get to that, let's just sit here for a moment and think about how we've now learned the commands size,
That was cool seeing his whole setup like that.
about how we
On angle. He has a recording computer, cameras, lights. Yeah, it's cool.
now learned the commands size, point, and line. There are a lot more of these. For example, if you want to draw a square, there is the command square. There is the command circle. There's a command for rectangle, for ellipse, for triangle.
I don't think I'm gonna. Should I write all these down? I feel like they're all on. I've seen examples of all these on the processing website, so I don't think it's fully necessary. But you know what? Why not? Why not write the ones he's put? So I'll some examples of function calls to create shapes. I'll say size, parentheses, point, parentheses. Is that line? Yeah, line, parentheses, square, parentheses, and I think that's a circle for sure. Circle, parentheses.
We can make custom shapes like different kinds of polygons. I will be covering more of these, and I'm constantly going to go back and look at different shapes, and I should probably talk about arc at some point, which is a way of drawing part of a circle. But the thing is, right, you're here learning to code, and I hope you're enjoying this and learning something, and maybe I'm doing a halfway decent job of making this video. But the real skill, the real thing that you need to practice is not listening to somebody else tell you how to do it, but kind of trial and erroring your way through it and reading the document.
Yeah, that I totally agree with. Whenever I've used processing or P5 in the past, that's what's worked best for me.
Which covers all the ins and outs of all of these functions, because there are a lot of them. And coding is not about memorizing them or just knowing how to do it. It's about figuring out how to look things up and trying it yourself. So let's look at that.
All right. Well, we made it through shapes. Let me go back.
Memorizing them or just knowing how to do it. It's about figuring out how to look things up and trying it yourself. So let's look at that.
Cool. The processing reference. Cool. So if I'm to guess, this next section will be about, we go to processing.org, will be on, if we go to documentation reference, it'll be about this section where you can go and pull, I guess these are function calls, right? Would these all be function calls? I feel like they must be, at least the ones with the parentheses. Maybe, I'm sure there's other kinds too, but of text to put in aside from function calls and arguments. But yeah, this is what I used to do. I used to, oh, these definitely aren't, I don't think would be called function calls, conditionals. Is there a word for, do they write function calls anywhere? Nah. Typography. Oh, that's cool. We can do some graphic design stuff. That would be fun for our first project. This isn't a bad idea, is to make a stream schedule and processing. Yeah, that I'm writing that down. Project idea. Make stream schedule and processing. Nice. I could do that instead of Adobe InDesign. Maybe I'll do Adobe first just to get it up there sooner, but the blue is kind of hard to read. Sorry, I'll one second, just got message I want to read. Oh no, it says Instagram just ended. It looks like it's still going on my end. Oh, maybe it is stopped. Yeah, it looked like it is stopped. So I'm gonna end Instagram. Cool. I also see someone still watching on Twitch. Feel free to say hi in the chat, by the way. It's always great and fun to talk with y'all, say hi to y'all, see how y'all are doing. So yeah, if you're watching, if you want to, you can stay lurking if you want, but if you want to say hi, go for it. But no pressure, lurking is fine too. So yeah, I assume the next section will cover this. Oh, not the typography section, sorry, just the general reference section. It's a better link. So yeah, we did make progress. We did make progress. Skip that song. Yeah, I'm happy I still streamed today. It wasn't as long as I want to. Again, I want to do 3-hour streams on Sundays, but hey, an hour is better than nothing, even though a lot of that hour was me getting laundry and dishes. But whatever, we're going a little bit over. And we went over on Thursday too, so that's good. We're still meeting my goals. So yeah, drawing with code. And what was that section, the second section called? I believe it was just shapes, yeah. And shapes. Cool. So let's end stream by going over what we did today before my laundry is up. Yeah, it's pretty much up, so I'll just exit out then. So yeah, let's go over what I got done on stream today. It felt like it went by super fast too. And what I plan to do tomorrow, Monday, August 15th. So here are my notes from today. Bold that title. Actually, you know what? I will make this all a different color, just so it stands out. I make that big because I really like that idea. Put it right in the middle like that. So what did we do today? We start by recapping last stream. I'm not going to write down that I did laundry. But followed along, what was the first part called? Drawing with code. From coding, I'm gonna have like a million different names for this tutorial guide. I'm just gonna say from learn processing. Then second thing we did was follow along shapes. Actually, you know what? I'll just write drawing with code and shapes from learn processing. What's the full name? Creative Code for Beginners full course. Why not just put the full name? I'll just say the coding train because I think that's the more important part for y'all watching is the name of the person and people, Daniel Schiffman, who made it. Then we're gonna make an agenda for tomorrow's stream. So yeah, small, easy. To do opposite stream, I'm also going to add decide on a final time for Sunday streams. As long as I do that by next Sunday, I think we'll be fine. Agenda for Monday, August 19th. Depending if I want to skip this song. It's kind of nice. Kind of not. Yeah, it was nice, but I don't know if I was feeling it in that moment. Back to the lo-fi. Reviewing what we completed today on stream. Begin chapter drawing with code. Next chapter is, it's within drawing with code. It's called the processing reference. I'll still write the chapter, the processing reference. Oops. But why is it letting me type? Weird. The processing. I had to double click into it, but I don't know why I had to do that. Just change this to the coding train. And how long is that one? Next one is about 30 minutes to it's about 10 minutes long. And the next one, so we could probably do a couple of these tomorrow, but I'll just keep it begin chapter, the processing reference, and learn processing the coding train, and then we'll just go from there. So yeah, simple, easy day, but that is good. It means we're always making progress. And yeah, we'll do this all again tomorrow. I think I like this stream setup. Also, let me name this board. Where are we at? 5th? We're on our 6th. So, also today starts my second week streaming. So we made it through 1 week, and now we're about to start the second week of streaming. So that's exciting. I'll try to keep it up to the best of my ability. So 6 stream board. That's just what I'm calling it, right? Stream boards, yeah, 6 stream board. And I guess I should put the title too. So August 18th. Actually, let me adjust all these titles real quick. So first one was on, what day did we start this? If I look at a calendar, must have started exactly a week ago. 1 week done. So August 11th. It's crazy. We're almost at the end of August. That's so insane. August 11th, 2024. So I don't have to rename and add the date to all of them in the future. Or should I just do 8/11/2024? It's not a bad idea. 8/11/24. Then next one was 8/12. Sorry, it's a little boring, but hey, we're working on stream. Sometimes work is a little boring. The 13th was a Tuesday, 24. 11/12. Oh, why didn't that save? Have to hit enter. 4th was on the 14th. It's kind of fun that it just follows the 4th, 14th. Just follows that for now. Won't follow that this week though because of the weekends. 8/14. And we ended on 8/15th last Thursday. I meant to say for today, we ended 8/18/24. Cool, awesome. That looks good. Can you change the order these are organized? I want to keep it so that they are organized by time created and not by recently opens, but I guess that is fine for now. But yeah, if you're watching, for whoever stuck around, thank you for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Again, feel free to say hi next time, but feel free to lurk otherwise. Also got a little lurking command where you can let us all know you're hanging out. But again, no pressure whatsoever. Whatever you feel comfortable doing is what we support. And yeah, put that in the chat. There we go. So I'll be live again tomorrow, August 19th, Monday, August 19th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. That is 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. and we'll be continuing some streams with processing. So hope you all enjoy it. I'll see you tomorrow at 5:30, and yeah, thanks again. Bye, y'all. Oh, if you're watching on Twitch, stay for the raid. I'll probably be raiding someone soon, but yeah, thanks all.